we ain't doing no tricking. Now I'm just really getting up here to come talk about by one decision that you make, and it's not necessarily a decision that you make that you put evil in your actions. It's like a decision that when you change your life, these people come back, but they're not coming back to congratulate you or to help you. They're coming back to tear you down, get their last try to tear you all the way down. See, it was a trickle down effect. I made a decision to go see somebody I ain't seen in months just to see have they changed, is their life the same, or is it getting worse? You know what I mean? It's just certain people I can't be around. Like, if you still doing things that I used to do, you can't be around me. So now they know that I feel some sort of way about what happened to me and I didn't figure it all out. Now they're using how I feel to try to think that I'm going to crash out. Oh, I'm not going to put my hands on you. You know what I mean? You running around. Oh, I'm going to call the police. You put your hand in my face. You should have never did that. So I put my hand back in your face like you did to me. I'm not scared. So by you putting your hands in my face, I put my hand back in your face. Then I start talking on how I feel. Then you want to walk away and then lie and say I'm chasing you around your car. If I really wanted to get you, I'll get you. But I'm not into all that. I just want y'all to leave me alone because I know the only reason why you're coming around to antagonize me, to get me to try to crash out and do something to you. So you can run and get on the phone and call the police when you were the aggressor the whole time. See, it's a lot of these baby boomers. You know what I mean? Like I said before, they're mature in the vessel, but in spirit, soul, and mind, they're very immature. And some of these people, they have a position of power out here, and they sling their position of power around, but really they're very, very immature, and they do a lot of immature lying to keep things up. Hopefully that their little witchcraft will work. And it's just to the point where it's like you can't win because you got these people that's your biggest haters watching you. And it's like I was trying to keep the peace with these people. I done forgave them, gave them grace, but you're not going to come play in my face after I gave you grace to try to bring some more witchcraft around, thinking that I'm going to crash out, so you lie and say I chased you around the car. Like, I didn't chase you around the car, and I got somebody to vouch, and I'm just trying to get out this situation. See, you're using the money you stole to help everybody, paying people's rent, um, giving people money, but I'm supposed to be your kid, and you know the situation I'm in. I'm not asking for your help of something that was already mine. I will never ask for you. I will never bend to you. And I'm never, while you running around saying, oh, you'll be back, I'm never going to be back. Until you change, you cannot be around me. And you can't come around me trying to use the God in me against me. That's foolish. Only thing you're doing is cursing yourself by coming around me thinking I'm on that old timeline. Whatever you fellers are doing, that is your business. That is your journey. But you can't coerce me to go back where I just saved well, God help me save myself from. You know what I mean? And then you using my daughter. Like, if I knew kids and women were on this, trying to use that as a control factor, I would have never had any kids. I love my daughter to death, but you can't beat me any other way. So only way you could beat me is you going out your way to get my daughter, and then you got the people on the outside looking in like, oh, she's helping. Really, you're not doing it to help. Because if you don't like me, you don't like my daughter. That's just how life is. So it's all a control factor because you can't control me no more. So you're using my daughter so you can call the child custody or child people, the child service people, and try to, oh, he's a deadbeat. He don't do this, he don't do it, but they're leaving out that you have a position of power. They're leaving out that you have the occult behind you that's in positions of power to try to make me look like I'm just crazy. You understand? So it's like, where can you win? You can keep going as far as you want to go. You can keep doing things and keep going. But some people out here, they have people in higher positions helping them. And the only reason why they're helping them because they don't want their dirty deeds. That's what I be saying. People are hypocrites. That's how I be saying people are double standards. A lot of these people that's hypocrites and double standards are baby boomers. They're grown, and not all baby boomers. I done met some good baby boomers that act their age. You understand? You got a lot of baby boomers that are grown in the vessel, but are very immature as hell, and they're liars. They'll win at all costs. You know, you coming around because I went to bro house just to check him out to see what he in. I ain't gonna report your business out here, but I was just checking, you know. I ain't seen you in months, damn near a year, if not longer. And I was just checking you out to see what you want, see if you changed, see if you the same, or see if your life got worse. Like, I can't be around y'all. You think, I'm not knocking anybody on what your decisions, I'm not knocking anybody of what your decisions in life is. That's your choice. You're a grown man. You got a brain, and you're going to use it however you want to use it. But I can't be around that. I didn't build my foundation off of that. I left that alone. I don't want instant gratification. You understand? That's the whole point of why people's doing what they're doing, for instant gratification. I took hella L's. I took massive L's. You know what I mean? People ain't doing that, and then they want you to come around and think that you can chill with them, but you're not living your life like I'm living mine. We're on two different vibrations. I'm not better than you, but I just can't be around certain things. If your life is not in order, if you're still out here doing a lot of evil, messed up things to other people in the community, I cannot be around you because I don't move like that. I'm not moving to hurt people. You understand? I'm not moving to try to downplay somebody or tear somebody down. A lot of these folks are. You understand? You come around to try to tear down other people. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to do the work on yourself, so you get envious and jealous of somebody else that do the work. You understand? Stop coming around me. I'm not that same guy. Only thing you're doing is making your own self mad. You understand? And it was a trickle-down effect, because I went over there. He probably went and told me, yeah, he came over. So then they probably felt in their soul, oh, he came over, so I can go over there. And how immature some of these baby boomers are is, this is something that you've been wanting to tell me for months. That's why you came over here. So once that trickle-down effect, I went over there. He goes to, oh, yeah, such and such came through. Yeah, Young came through. He came through. So now they get it in their heart, oh, he came over there, so I can go over his house, but use his daughter in the same token because I'm immature and I've been having this on my heart. I've been wanting to tell him off. And I was going to come respectfully. You come straight off the disrespect, off the dribble. And then you put your fingers in my face, I put them fingers right back in your face. Don't put your fingers in, because if you was a nigga on the street, I probably would have mollywopped you. Don't you ever put your motherfucking fingers in my face again. I put my fingers right back in your face. I'm not going to crash out because I know that's what you want. Because you're miserable. Oh, I'm happy. I got to tell you, let God take that Tesla from you and let God take all the money you stole and the money that you worked for. Let God, like how the occult blackballed me and ruined my whole shit. That's why I can't get out this hole. Let the occult, what they did to me, let them do it to you and see how you be happy and walking around and see how depressed you are. You're unhappy now. You know what I'm saying? Materials and money shouldn't make your happiness. You know what I mean? Let God take all that from you and see how happy you are. You understand? You're only high on the horses because you got these white officials. They don't want their self to be exposed for bribery and corruption. So they're on your side, and then y'all fall out. So then they got their own little team of people trying to cover their own ass. But this is where the hypocritical stuff come in. Y'all so quick to go tell everybody's business. You know such and such got in trouble. You know such and such is in jail. Now when when the universe points the finger back at you for the evil stuff that you push under the rug, now your shit's starting to come up out your rug, but you don't want that to be seen, but you go announce everybody else's downfall. That's sucker. That's hypocritical. That's being a hypocrite. That's being double standards. If you can go announce everybody else the trouble that they're in or who died, you should be man or woman enough to be accountable for what the evil you doing. And then got a nerve to be going to some church convention. You got your nerve. You're going to a church convention for nothing. It's a synagogue full of Satanists, faking, hiding behind God. But God said you can know, these churches can no longer hide behind them. You doing evil, you're going to be known for the evil you do. You can't be out here double standards, just like this article I read. It was about some white woman that's in some government firm. She's texting on the government phone, and God wanted me to relay this to y'all, white people. She's texting racist bigotry, talking about the black people are trying to take over. First of all, y'all stole history from the black people. We were here before y'all were even thought of. Let's get that understood first. And she's talking to this guy, Jimmy, talking about, it needs to be a black, like pretty much getting rid of all the black people. But they fired the white person, but she's not the only one doing this. That's the double standards. And God said, all you white people that think that you're going to kill all the black people, God said he flooded this earth before. He'll kill anything breathing with a heart and got eyes in it. He did it before. He'll do it again before he let you white people rule anything. So we're going to get that understood. God wanted me to tell y'all that. Now we're going to get on this occultist, how they blackballed me from getting a job for 6 months. See, why it takes me so long to get a job is because these are corroborated efforts that they do behind closed doors to find a company that is just as demonic and evil as them. See, that's why it take me so long to get jobs, because it's all a corroborated effort behind closed doors. They got to find a company is just as evil and demonic as they are to be able to set me in a trap. See, I already know y'all's little games, and it's just getting worse. Ain't nothing getting better. Things get worse. I keep trying to move forward, but it just seems like everything's getting worse. Ain't nothing getting better for me, but getting worse. You know what I mean? And these people take it upon themselves to come around me. Like, I don't be checking for you people for real. Like, I can still have love for you, but I'm just loving you from a distance. What I create and what you're doing can't corroborate together. That's like night and day. A lot of these people still out here got a point to prove. I don't have nothing to prove to none of these street individuals. I'm a civilian, Don't involve me in none of that. You know what I mean? Because I'm not going to involve you. I'm not going to force God on you. You understand? If you don't want to repent and go to God for all the great things he's done for you and let you live here and let you breathe, that's on you. I'm not forcing you. You can't force me to do something I don't, and I can't force you to do something you don't. That's why everybody, when you're grown, you're grown. It tells you in the Bible, when a kid reaches a certain age, he leaves his mother and father to start his own journey. Just because you're scared to leave and be on your own in a city and state or wherever, a country, or wherever you're at without your people, that's not my fear. That's the fear you need to work on with inside yourself. Quit coming around people, telling them what they need to do in their life when your life is really in shambles. God's speaking to you. God showed me you on your last legs. And it's really sad. I don't want to be around that. That's why I got away from y'all in the first place. because I can see signs and synchronicity. As soon as I step in your energy, I can see shit you don't see. I can see God talking to you. I can see God telling you, you on your last leg because y'all done did too much. I don't want to be around that. You don't turn love off and on, but I can still love y'all from a distance. I don't want to be around y'all because y'all depressing. Y'all do immature shit. Y'all are depressing as hell. And then the signs and synchronicity that God has around y'all, I can't be around that because it's depressing. I can see what's going to happen to y'all. Y'all just so worried and focused on me, you're not worrying about your own life and trying to figure out the signs God's showing you, and it's all around you. That's why I wanted to change. And I said the first thing of changing is repenting, and that's not the first. The first thing, when you want to change, you got to be tired of your own shit. I was sick and tired of my own shit. I know I wasn't perfect, and I know I was doing shit that was wrong. I know hurt people, but I wasn't doing that to everybody. I was doing that to the people that I would give chances, and I even grew out of that. When people would hurt me, I would just, let it be gone and move on. But the old me, when people do that, I get on you ASAP. You know what I mean? But it's all about growing. And the first thing of growing is getting tired of your own bullshit. You understand? That was the first part of my ascension. I was sick and tired of the people that was around me. They weren't about shit. They talk shit about people. They bring people down and then want, oh, I'm supposed to be doing good in life. But you sit around, talk shit about people. You're not on shit, and your life ain't that peachy and cream your damn self. You know what I mean? And I just got sick of it. Sick of the people. And then God was showing me, if you still want to thrive in darkness and not come to me, he showed me a vision, what I would have had to do just to keep thriving in darkness. I didn't want that for my life. You know what I mean? A lot of people just ignore God's signs and want to blame others for their actions instead of taking accountability for your own actions. That was a whole setup, you coming over here. By me going to his house, that was now y'all getting some type of courage to come up to me. But y'all not coming up to me for peace. You coming up to me for war. When I talk peace, they hate peace. They speak war. It tells you in the Bible that's what y'all on. You coming around because you don't like that I'm growing and you still immature. You 60-something years old, lady, and your ass still fucking immature. I know youngins that's more mature than a lot of you people in power. A lot of you Negroes thinking that you bigger, badder than God. I know youngins that's more mature than you. I see them all the time. I know youngins. I don't personally know them, but I see how they carry themselves. They more respectable and more mature than you baby boomers. Y'all are the fucking problem, white and black. And it's not all baby boomers. Like I said, I know some good baby boomers that act their age, that are mature. You understand? And it's just like, I be praying to God, like, God, I need your help. Because these people just ain't quitting. You know what I mean? I stay away. And then they want to come over here judging. Like, I got my peace and happiness. Just because your life is in disarray. And the whole thing is to try to, because all their lies is coming back. And people seeing I'm not around. Them people's by themselves and them people's by themselves. What's people doing? Okay, he's by himself. He works. He's doing the same thing he'd been doing when they was trying to surround you with all these drama-fied narcissists. Okay, he's over there by himself. What is he doing? He's staying police contact, stay getting in shit. Well, he's nowhere around. Why isn't he getting in trouble, but he's over there by himself getting in all the trouble? Why ain't he around them and they got all that drama and evil shit going around them? People going to jail, people going to prison, people dying. But I'm over here in my own little lane, staying to myself, doing myself. You don't see no police running up over here. You don't see me getting in trouble. You know what I mean? And people are starting to see that. Like, little bro, they said all this about bro. But he over there going to work. He stays in his own lane. He don't be going out partying. He ain't going out drinking. Yeah, little bro might smoke some weed, but little bro ain't going over there doing this and starting drama over here, starting these problems over here. Little bruh stay to himself. So now people starting to realize what they realize, the real lies. People starting to realize what the real lies with they real eyes. Like ain't nobody, everybody ain't foolish. You know what I mean? I just had to come up here and really talk about it. Like people, a lot of these humans are in power. They just need to give it to the younger because some of these young people's more mature than you are, and y'all call. Not only are y'all hurt by y'all doing all this bickering and all this truth being found out, the kids is watching. You know, kids be pure. They be more tapped in. You know what I mean? And by that, you're ruining the kids because of y'all's selfishness. Meaning, even when I was a kid, I was like, oh, the world, it's a beautiful place. You see in the sky and trying to feel you living on earth and like, oh, man. You would think people would enjoy what God with earth, but it's not like that. People are selfish. They care about power. They want to rule and control things like they're God. And it's just, it's getting to a point where it's sickening. Like, it's just getting to a point where it's sickening. The people's sickening. Um, and they playing these little games, and it's like, I understand in my case. They're not, why none of these officials is helping me is because they're in on it. They didn't took a bribe. They trying to cover their own ass. So they're not on my team. They're against me. That's why ain't nobody. You got all these white women. Just Donald Trump just gotten off. He just start changing stuff up. Now you got these white women. Y'all feel bad for them, and then y'all interview them so everybody can see. But when it comes to me, oh, nobody wants to hear that. Oh, you're lying. Oh, you're crazy. My truth is too much for y'all. So certain people, leave them alone. You know what I mean? Now I tell my truth. Now it's too much for y'all. Oh, that sounds outlandish. Man, cut it out. What would I have to sit around when I had the motion? Like, what would I have to sit around just to make up lies about my life? That's dumb as hell. And excuse my language, that's just dumb. I don't have time to sit around to lie about my life and what happened to me. See, that's why I was always quiet because I knew when I come out with my truth, people probably wasn't gonna believe me. Just like Robert said in that car. When I said, I'll tell on you, who's gonna believe you? Ha ha, like the devil, laughing at me like the devil. And the whole time I was around the devil. I was raised by the devil. You know what I mean? And everything just starting to add up, like, and then people's making me look at the history of the Pinckneys. I'm not the only one adopted. Look at Kyle. He was adopted, and there was other people adopted. So don't sit here and tell me that I'm a lie, but y'all keep settling in your family adopting kids. Cut the bullshit. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you look foolish because the only thing the government has to do, okay, he ain't lying. Okay, they adopted them, but it started with me, and they thought that it was going, so they try to go get another kid, probably the same way, to do the same thing, but try to spice it up because they was going off of what they did to me, tweaking little things. Y'all are known for that. That is y'all dark occult hustle. Getting certain kids, adopting them, and doing them bad. That's it. You know what I mean? I'm not mad at it, and I just don't really like talking about it no more for real because, like I said, my truth is too much for you clowns. You understand? So don't sit here, who's he? Who's he? Then I finally tell you who I am. Oh, no, that didn't happen. Oh, you tripping. You're crazy. Don't ask somebody. If somebody's quiet, don't ask them who they are because sometimes you tell them your truth be so real that they don't even want to believe it. So at this point, I don't care who believes me about my life and my truth. You know, it is what it is, and it's just like, at this point, it's just like keep going off on faith, even though I didn't step up here and do things. I wanted to spend some time with my daughter yesterday. And, because I ain't seen her in a while, because, due to their tactics, their evil tactics, control tactics. But it doesn't work. The only person that's losing is the kid. It's all these immature grown-ups that want power, but they're not working on themselves. That's the only thing I'm trying to motivate people. Work on yourself and go to God. You're not seeing God inside that church. The only thing you're doing is getting your energy siphoned and putting magic on you. That's the only thing them churches is doing. You know what I mean? They're siphoning energy, they're being fake, and they're hiding behind God. You know what I mean? Well, that's the only thing I'm telling people. Just go to God and believe in yourself. Through my story, through all the things that I've been through that I shared, that anybody can. If I can make it out of that and having all these people come up against me, the people that ain't got nobody going up against them, not nearly as many people that came up against me, there's no excuse why you ain't elevating in life. Just know it's you. You're blocking your own self from elevating. Know that. You know what I mean? Because if I can make it out of this whole occult and different covens coming after me and still couldn't sacrifice me, that should motivate people right there. Like, damn, bro, went through all that. I know I can, because I ain't got a whole bunch of ops. I ain't got a cults following me. I can turn up. I can make it happen. Bruh made it happen. He was living all right before the occult blackballed him and messed his finances up. Sit around lying to other people because you got a position of high power, so they're going to believe you. That's your buddy. They use the buddy-buddy system. They find other evil people or know evil shit you done did and use that against them so they can get what they want accomplished. Like, I don't have to be sitting in these rooms. See, why? And I'm going to tell y'all something. Why God gave me these gifts is because he can trust me. Nobody really knew I was a psychic, and God knew I wasn't going to take money for no divination. That's why God gave me the powers he gave me, because he knew he could trust me with it. He knew I wasn't going to take no money from nobody to peer in somebody else's life. That's a spiritual, you just broke a spiritual law. And I'm seeing all these people that's in divination, they're doing this stuff. That's why I'm so powerful and why God gave me the gifts he gave me, because he knew I was going to respect it. He knew that he could trust me with these gifts. Just because I know your Akasha records, that don't mean I'm telling you, and I'm not going to tell nobody. I'm going to keep that in the spiritual realm where it's supposed to be at. Not secretly digging in certain people's life, paying different practitioners for divination. I don't need any cards, and I don't need your money. And that's not what the people that God gave psychic abilities to, that's not what it's for. That's why a lot of you, anybody put my name or picture up on any altar, you're going to lose your gifts and you might die. It's because God can trust me with the gifts he gives me. He knows I'm not going to use it against people in evil ways. The only people that I'm going to use it against is the enemy, is the occult, and bring them all the way down. That's it. Any other person, I'm not using my gifts. Only how I use my gifts if you make me use them against you. That's it. But that's the whole point why God granted me all these great gifts and blessings, because he knew he could trust me with it, A, and he knew I wasn't going to use it for evil, B. See, a lot of you people out here that's doing divination, first of all, you're not supposed to be getting paid doing that. So you broke a spiritual law right there by taking payment on some. That doesn't matter what these people is telling you. You're lying just to know shit, digging people's Akashic records so they can either stop them and block them, and then use rituals to boost themselves up. You see, I don't do any ritual. Only ritual I'm doing is reading the Most High's statute, laws, and commandments and things in that virtue, and try to embed it in my heart. That's it. I'm not going around here plotting on people. Ooh, he think he doing something. Ooh, we got to pay a practitioner so we can break him or knock him off. You know what I mean? I'm not doing any of that. That's why God gave me the gifts he gave me, because he knew I was going to use them rightly. He knew I wasn't going to take the gift. See, a lot of these practitioners, a lot of them are fake, but some of them are not. But the ones that are not, and you're taking money for divination, You just broke one spiritual law. And then you attacking certain people off of lies. First of all, you ain't supposed to, when it comes to psychics and stuff, you're not supposed to be taking no payment. And you're supposed to be using your gifts on somebody that's coming to you, asking about somebody, because a lot of times it's a lie for you to do dirty work. Now they just cursed you by you not using your psychic abilities on these foolish people. Some people, Akashic records aren't allowed to be read. You understand? So you practitioners, if you put my name in your mouth or on an altar, just know you cursed. Just know that. I have psychic abilities too. I just don't take no money for it. And everybody, only people, I'm going to tell you like this. This is the people that's going to know that I got real psychic abilities. All the people, you remember back in the day, some of my white friends, I didn't have any black friends. I wouldn't tell them about my son. Now, I had some white friends that I thought was really my homeboy, you know. And I would tell them certain psychic things that I see in their life. I didn't do this for everybody. And I had a couple females that I was with that I loved dearly, that I would tell them psychic stuff that I had, but they didn't know. They thought I was just talking. They didn't really know that I really had these abilities. And everything that I told them, white and black, the females and the males, everything that I told you came exactly out my mouth, exactly what happened. Everything I told you was going to happen years ago when I was telling you the psychic abilities is fruition now. I told you it was going to be one day. I said it might not be this year. It might not be next year. It might not even be 10 years from now. But when that karma comes, it's coming. You know, and I told them exactly how their karma is going to hit. Exactly, word for word, verbatim. And that's how it's happening. Like, I don't know where the white friends that I had, but I told them, but they probably took heed on what I told them. They took heed on my psychic ability. They probably living good, doing their thing. Probably got a family now, and probably seeing me now reminiscing like, damn, Jay, I didn't know Jay was like that. Everything he said, from me being on the internet, everything that I told you I was going to do, I told y'all 20 years ago. Y'all thought I was crazy. Now look at me. Everything that I told you, I'm doing it. Every place that I said I was going to be, I'm at. You understand? And the only people that's going to know that, the people that I was really close with. Because some of these people I knew that I was around, and I knew that they hated me. I'm not telling you about my psychic gifts. You trying to, I know you hating. So I already know what yours is. I'm just going to keep it quiet in the spiritual realm. Everybody don't get that. You know what I mean? And that's the whole point why God gave me the gifts, because he can trust me with them, and he knew I wasn't going to take no money from it. I don't care who you trying to peer. Don't come up to me talking about, can you, this person, because as soon as you come up to me, you're going to be cursed, because I'm not taking no money, and I'm not telling you about somebody else's Akashic records. If that person don't come up to me themselves and ask, I'm not telling you about another man's Akashic records. You know what I mean? Now, if that person asks, don't ask me if you don't want the truth. You know what I mean? I used to, and then I stopped doing it because I'll tell people what I see, and then, oh, he hate and he crazy. All right, and that's when I stopped using my gifts on. So I start switching it and using it against people that's coming. So you coming up against me, I can see your whole Akashic records. You know what I mean? But I stopped doing that with folks because they thought I was hating. I ain't got no reason to hate on you. So I stopped certain people. I'm like, all right. And I'm talking to God in the spirit realm. I'm like, all right, well, I'm just going to use it for people that ain't going to think that I'm hating. That like taking constructive criticism. Like taking, damn, he sees something I might not see. He might be on it. Instead of, oh, he hating. And then when the shit come in fruition, oh, now you want to blame me. No, blame yourself, because I try to forewarn you, just like I try to forewarn that family that I was raised in. Forewarned them for years. Stuff happened, everything I tell them, everything that I told them, it didn't come to fruition. Try to tell them, now it's too late. You didn't listen then, I'm not telling you nothing now, because it's too late. So now they hate me. That lady that raised me, she always been jealous and envious of me. The only reason why she going to church is to pray on why God him, why God. You're not going to church to better yourself, to work on your own soul. You're really going to the church and think that you're sitting in front of God, but really God's not there. Everybody knows these churches and these big-ass conventions is the Satan's synagogue. God's nowhere around any of y'all. He got y'all food. The devil got y'all food. Y'all going to these churches and these big conventions thinking, oh, I'll go to church. God's not nowhere in there. That's all Satan. They got you bamboozled and fooled. So you going all the way to these conventions to really be in the spirit realm, and then take my daughter with me. She ain't want to go to that. Oh, God, why him? Why would you give I deserve that, God. But they're not saying it out their mouth. They're saying it in their mind. When you saying something in your mind and not out your mouth, that's the spiritual realm. You understand? So, to all these people that's going to church and think, oh, I'm going to praise God. You're really going in there praising Satan, because the people that y'all looking up to and listening to, they're hiding behind God. That's not really who they are. They're only in it for the money. Let's keep it real. A lot of these people that's in a lot of these industries, they're only in it for the money. Let no money be involved in it and see how many people still going to be doing it. Put it like that. Let there be no money involved in it and see how many people still going to do it. Like, look at my case. I'm not doing very good in life right now. Actually, it seems like it's getting worse and worse for me. But I still preach the word of God. I ain't perfect, but I still strive to be a better me. You know what I mean? I know I'm still healing. That's another reason why I don't want to be around certain individuals. You know what I mean? It's because I know I'm not healed for certain things, and by you coming around, you trying to trigger me. So by you coming around and trying to trigger me, I'm just going to stay away from you, because there's no point. You know? Because I know how the end result, I know what the end result's going to be before it even happens. So why would I even I'm a psychic. They know I'm a psychic. But I'm not going around on the internet trying to get paid off my psychic abilities, because that's a big no-no. That's just, you breaking spiritual laws. A person that's psychic, that's not why God gave you them gifts. Really, your psychic ability should be helping to break this demonic, devilish, occultic practices amongst the devil's matrix. If you're not using it to break this matrix, you're using it. God didn't bring you here to give you psychic abilities for that. Oh, this person, can you tell me what this person's life is going to be like? And then you try to use your psychic abilities to go in the Akashic records, and you just screwed up. You screwed up big time when it came to me. And it really ain't just me. You shouldn't be doing that for anybody. Ain't nobody, evil person coming around showing a picture, lying to you just so they can get information on this person, hidden information that they never had. You know what I mean? So you shouldn't be getting paid off the information. This is how you know the real people from the fake. The people that's getting paid off divination and scribing into people's Akashic records, that's not why God gave you them gifts. Since people want to get to talking about me and whatever. But that's not why God gave, that's why I got the gifts that I got. Because he knew I was going to use it in a respectable manner. He knew I wasn't going to be out here trying to, oh, I know I got powers. I'm just going around trying to use my psychic abilities to hurt people and try to thrive off of kicking somebody else in the dirt. That's not how I move. But you just got people out here like that, you know? And then everybody's trying to confuse somebody into going forward. So right now I just can't create like how I've been creating because all this madness. You know what I mean? I'm just keeping it real. Like I ain't been creating the things that I be wanting to create because it's all this madness. And it's like, damn, it's getting worse. Like I don't even be around nobody. It's just the fact of me trying to do the necessary things. Like, man, it's getting worse. Like I stopped doing evil, and it's like it's getting worse. Like it's been 6-7 years. Like I ain't did none of this type stuff or on that type time. Even before the 5 or 6 years, I really wasn't going hard as I used to go. You know what I mean? In that department. You know what I mean? It's just like, man, I cleaned up my life. It's like my life is more, feels like it's falling apart than coming together. And it's just like, but I still keep thriving and going. Yeah, I know I missed yesterday. But like I said, I'm human too. Just because I'm chosen and got these gifts, that don't mean that I'm still living a human experience. And part of that human experience is emotions. That's what us human beings have is emotions. I'm human too, so certain things affect me just like the next man. But in the same token, I just, it is what it is. I ain't trying to be on here crying or complaining. I just be wanting to show people, like, if I can go through all this, being watched, stopped, game stopped, try to be sacrificed, and people that don't have no near what I'm going through, you can make it. Because you don't have the people watching you like I have. Government people, higher officials, and then they trying to play dumb like, oh, what is he talking? He's crazy. You're just mad because my psychic abilities is psychic. That's it. That's why you mad. You wish you had that, but God didn't give it to you because He knows you. He knows your heart. He knows you would. Look what you're doing without the psychic abilities, or any godly given abilities. Look what you're doing. You're out here hurting people. You're teaming up on people that you think that don't have anybody. They don't have any family. Them is the people that you team up and try to hurt. You're a coward. That is cowardly. You know what I mean? There's just a lot of people doing coward things, and at least if I can't have it, at least I can motivate youngins and motivate other people that, it doesn't matter what you're going through, because I'm going through hell, still going through hell, even though I don't be around nobody or nobody comes over here, but it's the same people, you know what I mean? Y'all going through stuff yourself, and you still trying to cause drama and hell and trauma. Like, some people, oh, I'm happy. You're only happy is because you can get up and jump in your car and you got some money and you got money and you don't go nowhere. You just stay around Columbus keeping up shit. And then going trying to call the people that you know in high power. Oh, he chased me around the car. No. You trigger me by putting your hands in my face. We ain't like that, so I put my hand back in your face. Don't you point in my face if you don't want it pointed at your face. I don't care if you, whoever you think you are. You don't put your fingers in people's face and they ain't doing that to you. So I gave you a little taste of your own medicine. Then you turn around, I'm going to call the police. I don't give a fuck. Fuck the police. Your son just beat up the police. Like, what do you think that I'm going to do? You think that I'm scared of the police? I try to give everybody respect, but when it comes you trying to control me, we got a problem because I'm not trying to control you. And the whole point of why this a cult and all these people are trying to control is because they want to still base their success on lies and tearing other people down. And a lot of people, I'm going to tell y'all again, this goes out to the youngins. Like how you ask people, you can tell they lies. You just got to ask questions. There's holes all through this matrix. It's the people that got big positions, houses, cars. They'll tell you, oh, you got to get a job and go to college. But then when you ask the right question, it's poking holes in what they're talking about. Like, how much you make? Youngins, you want to know so you can know how you. I was a youngin once before. You got to ask the right questions to poke holes in a situation. How they be like, so how much you make? Oh, I make $36 an hour. But then how, and then you do the math, and then you do the math on what this house is worth, and then you do the math on what this car is worth, and you're like, how are y'all, see, they're keeping out that they got a bribe that was a $100,000 bribe. They keeping it a secret that they took 20, 30,000 as a bribe. That's really how they got on. They didn't get on by just having a job. They're liars. They got on by taking bribes, knowing the right people, being inside these covenant cults, so they can secretly do this when nobody else really knows. That's why when people keep their mouth shut, when they get these bribes, this sudden wealth, they get it because of the secret society tell them to close their mouth and take this 100,000. So when they take this 100,000 and they come around you, bought this house, youngins, pay attention. They bought this house, bought this car, but they telling you to go get a job. Okay, you make $36 an hour. If you do the math on a yearly and take the taxes out the math on a yearly, it's not adding up. So how did you come to afford this house? You see that they get quiet, or they'll try to leave and switch this. Oh, I gotta go. If they try to leave, switch the situation, you got them suckers right where you want them at. They're liars. These are the people that are higher officials that when they do dirt, Not just like an average civilian. Just look at the Prince Charles in England. He was buddy with Jeffrey Epstein. How's he free? Who cares that he's a king in another country? Dude, you were in on the molestation with kids. If you was hanging with him like this, all birds of the feather flock together, homeboy, compadre. You understand? So you was sleeping with kids too. You was down with that too. And if y'all was snorting coke, you was down with that too. All birds of the feather flock together. You understand, youngins? Don't let them deceive your mind. Talking about, oh yeah, you gotta get a job. You trying to really look, these is for the youngest that actually look up to people that you think are really successful, but it's built off a house full of bullshit. So you kind of look up to these folks like, man, I want to be great too. And you really trying to do it the right way though. You know what I'm saying? You trying to do it the right way. I didn't want it a certain way. I seen how he got it. I don't want it that way. Cause nigga, you gotta watch your back. Any moment a nigga can blow your head off because you got it all the wrong way. Somebody, you got enemies too. See, youngins, you gotta pay attention, youngins. Ask the right questions. That's why they used to hate me, because I knew that I analyzed and I knew what questions to ask. That's why they hate me, because now all this stuff is coming out. I'm telling you, youngins, if you were looking up to somebody you thought was successful, just start asking them questions. How much you make? And sometimes they don't like telling you how much you make because you're going to figure out the skeletons, how they really came up, how they really got that $100,000 house. Even a house that ain't even really big is still 50, 60, damn near $100,000. So how in the hell do you have that? You work like I work. I'm consistent like you consistent. Where am I falling off at? You falling off at because you're not part of that secret society taking that bribe. You understand? Oh, I know this, so you go do this. I'm gonna cut you this check. The secret society, Freemason, whoever coven, secret society you're part, they gonna cut you $100,000, but you gotta be quiet. This is unexpected money, but don't say nothing. You get to do what you want. Now you can live financially free. Cut the games. That's what they're doing. That's how they got that house. That's how they got that position. You understand? Because they did some dog head shit to get, excuse my language, I know I got kids on here. They did some dog head things, some evil things to get that. They didn't just get it off just having a job making $36 an hour. No, tell that to another dummy. What they're doing is they're tied up to this occult, and that's how they have what they have. I done figured them out, youngins. It took me a while, so now y'all know. I figured it out, so I'm giving you the game to you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what they own, youngins. These people's getting unexpected secret money from the secret society. They didn't get that house, that $100,000 house, that $65,000 house, that nice car that they drive. They did not get that off of pure working, or they'll be working for the rest of their life. You understand? They got it off unexpected money through the occult. That's how they got that house. That's how they got that car. They're not honorable people. They play honorable in your face. And, oh, I'm the big, yeah, you got to get a job. You got to do it this way. Then when you do everything that way, you sit back like, man, I'm probably more consistent than them. I work harder than them. Now y'all got to explain why I ain't got shit. Yeah, you got to explain to me now. Because you just said if I had this and I do this, if I go here and do that and do this, then I'm going to be successful. I'm going to be successful like you. But they were lying. What they left out the equation is they got a $100,000 unexpected check. That's what they left out, youngins. Don't believe this devil matrix and these people. The people you look up to, they probably got more skeletons under their rug than you would even think. If you knew all the evil they really do behind closed doors, you wouldn't be looking up to them no more. You probably wouldn't even respect these people again. If you knew who they really are. If you knew how they really came up. You know what I mean? Like the Pinckney crime family came up with robbing people's inheritance and then having a job and lying. It's like a whole corroborated effort. Oh, you got to get a job because if it comes down, you can make a lie up and stick with that lie. Cut the games. Y'all all are known now. The era of truth is here. So youngins, I'm giving you the game, brother. It don't matter how much you making hourly on a job. A lot of these people that you think successful, they got secret money from the coven or secret society. That's how they are successful. They're not successful from working this job, making $36 an hour. But then put the taxes and take all that shit out. It don't add up. The math ain't mathing. You underdig? The math is not mathing. And that's the whole point of knowing how to read and write and do mathematics. Because if you don't know how to read, write, or do mathematics, they can run game on you and be sitting back laughing. The joke's on you, and the whole time, they're really not no hard workers. They're liars and deceivers. And these narcissists, instead, so they don't get caught, they go around telling everybody else business that they know. You know, such and such went to jail. You know, such and such died. That's their little scheme to throw it off of them. Get the attention off of them so it could be on somebody else. So they don't want you watching them because they know. And I can tell you, but I'm not going to tell you how you can figure out who got dirt. See, I can just get in your energy and know that you done did some shit you ain't had no business. Because it's in, energy don't lie. I'm going to do a class on teaching energy, how to read energy. As soon as you step in a room, how to read it. And how to lift your vibrations up around you. You know what I mean? I got a lot of stuff to do, but people stopping me because the evil don't want people to know. They want to be the only ones that know this, but they don't have any gifts and they don't create shit. Excuse my language. They don't create nothing. They steal stuff. They watch other people like chosen ones and people that got gifts. They sit back and watch you and steal your stuff because they got the money to be able to invest, but it's only going to get them so far because that wasn't meant for them. You understand? But that's the whole thing of this occult, bruh. And this unexpected money. They're not getting no house and car off of just working a job. They're getting it off being tied to this coven or occult. And that they're cutting them an unexpected check, a big lump sum, and tell them to keep their mouth closed. And they do, and these foolish people kind of keep their mouth closed, but they start saying arrogant shit out your mouth. God tells you in the Bible, say nothing arrogant. That's what get a lot of these people caught up in their own traps. Because they think you're naive, and they think their arrogancy. Come out and slip up and say something arrogant. Now that's another piece for my puzzle. Thank you. Thank you. So, and that's just half of it. Like, I know so much more stuff that I'm not going to say because God trusts me with it. You understand? Certain stuff I will not say. And I will not tell none of you. Because it's not meant for you. If God wants you to have that or see that, he'll show you himself. I'm not about to do that. But that's the whole thing, youngins. The motivation within the job is all control and manipulations and lies. You understand? I told y'all before, watch on what you want to be in life because every position, Congress, any seat in Congress, any politician, any job, any power position is tied to these satanic occults. You understand? You can't be in a position. That's why they pick certain people. That's why they didn't want to. They ran over me because they knew I was going to do the right thing and they couldn't control me. They had their own narrative that they was trying to run in America, and I had a whole different agenda for this America thing, like letting everybody live. You know what I mean? And then they saying back in the day, Egypt had slaves. No, Egypt did not have slaves. Them people you seen workers were workers. They wanted to help out with these different projects that ancient Egypt was doing. We didn't have slaves. First and foremost, our whole community was generated off the pyramids and nobody wasn't paying no electric bills. Let's keep it all, a lot of this stuff paying this, and we didn't have that in ancient Egypt. People weren't paying for electric. You know, you might have some form of payment for like food, but for the most part, you wasn't paying for electric. You wasn't paying for rent. You know what I mean? You might pay for food and clothes maybe, but electric, rent, water, them was things that there wasn't no payment for that. Even the people that helped on certain projects that y'all so-called slaves, no, they were workers. They got compensated for that. You understand? You didn't have to work in ancient Egypt if you didn't want to. It was about spirit, body, mind, and soul. And this is what these people don't want. They don't want people getting intact with they back in line with your spirit, body, and soul. That's why they be watching me, because people done woke up. But there's other people woke before I even woke all the way up. I knew I had gifts, but the more research and the more people that was already woken and then I'm seeing it now, it's waking stuff in me, and I'm awakening other people. You know what I mean? You got these evil government, racist, Ku Klux Klan, white people that's still in um, outside government firms, what they call the private sector. Them is where the big bigots is hiding out at. Talking about genocide. God said he'll genocide everybody before he let you white people run anything. God wanted me to tell you, let that be known. He will kill everything and flood everything on this earth before, because he said y'all 600 years is over. He said, before he let y'all rule again, he said he will drown everything, every continent. He will put everything underwater. And God said, y'all keep playing when he's about to show y'all. And I'm not scared to die. If God do that, I'm not scared to be gone. You know, it's going to be a sucky way going out like that, but I'm not scared of this whole world flooding by water. I'm not scared of it. It's happened before. And God's saying he's on the brink of doing that because nobody's listening. God said he's on the brink of doing that. Like, seriously on the brink of just flooding this whole thing. And you white people ain't going to run shit but death like everybody else. To the grave in the pit like everybody else. Y'all ain't who, I don't know who y'all thought y'all was. First of all, y'all came through black people. Y'all ain't been here all like that. Black people been here. That's why y'all hate and jealous and genocide. God said he'll kill every last one. Anything with a heart and eyes and breathing, he'll kill every last thing on here before he let y'all rule anything. Just letting that be known. Since y'all want to play like, I ain't God, I ain't this, I ain't that. God said, well, he's going to show you how he is. He's the biggest man. He's the biggest thing on here. Ain't nobody bigger. Ain't no God bigger than Yahshua, the Most High. Ain't nobody bigger. Ain't nobody badder. Ain't nobody bigger. You know what I mean? And that's just what I have to say. God made me come up on here today is because I missed, and he's already knowing, like, oh no, you're not going back to being depressed. You're not cowering down because of these clowns. You stand up. You stand up. Know your power. Stand up. Because they really scared of me. You run around saying I'm chasing you around the car because you feeling the how my heart's crying out. Now you want to flip because you playing with me. Now you want to keep playing, saying I'm chasing you around the car. If I really wanted to do something, I would have cracked you right then and there as soon as you came to the door. But I'm not like that. It's not vengeance for vengeance. It's just you keep coming around because you're unhappy, because you lost control. You really never had control over me. I just had genuine, pure love for you. After y'all done did me so wrong, and then y'all still ain't, you know what I mean, trying to be accountable for it. But you want everybody else to be accountable for what they do. That's the thing that blow me. Like, that's some double standard stuff right there. That's the meaning of double standards, folks. When they hold you accountable, but they got skeletons under they, but they don't want that to come out. But they want to hold you accountable. Be accountable. Be a man. Will you be a woman or a man about the evil things that you trying to push up under the rug? Be a man or woman about that. When I went to jail, I standed on when I went to jail. Like, you know what, I did that. I ain't no son. I'm going to take mine how I take mine. You know what I mean? I took mine how I took it. Just the grace of God. I ain't had to do no big prison time or none of that. You know what I mean? But I took my accountability. These judges, crooked, racist cops, they're not trying to take their accountability. That's why I say the government is a stage for Satan. You know, these people don't fight like how street individuals. God had to teach me what these people were doing. The government is a stage for Satan. These people get in position, get in power, and lie to the people what they're going to do. When they get in there, they feel like they can't be removed, and that's when they start doing their evil. And then they start. Only thing you got to do is read Family Secrets, and it's about the Bush family. Only thing and they bragging about the evil that they committed and get in no trouble. They're bragging about it in this book. That's why I love reading. They say if you want to hide anything from a black man, put it in a book. That's why I've been reading hella books, because it's hella truth in there. They got away with it because they got people in high power. The movie Top Gun was about George Bush Jr. You understand? This is a whole, reading that book just tells you the definition of it's who you know because of his daddy. His daddy was in high position and the evil stuff they was doing with the oil, his daddy and his brother. How to, they been doing this. This ain't nothing that just happened today. They've been using the government as a state. After they got rid of the mafia, that was the next thing they was doing. Even though they probably was doing evil back then when they was jealous and chasing the mafia around. But they changed. Once they killed the mafia, they took mafia ways and then did it inside the government. And then they get inside certain positions and they got buddy system. Oh, you got that big position? Well, I know you down with doing dark arts. So what we gonna do is this dark stuff so we can control the whole narrative, so we can control the whole smorgasbord. See, that's how they move, and it just lets you know that he never did anything off the strength of his own hard work. His daddy vouched for him because he had a position of power. Oh, you don't want to give me my son that? Oh, you ain't going to have a job because I'm the president. Oh, you don't want to do this? Oh, my buddy, he's the attorney general, and I'm going to screw you that way. Oh, you don't want to do this? Oh, my son's brother, he's the head of the police department. We're going to screw you that way. That's how they play. That's how the dark arts play. They sit around, lie to all these kids, and you wonder why all these kids is moving how they moving. Because y'all so selfish with this power and this money. Y'all selfish. Kids is out here killing themselves. Because y'all so damn selfish on who has the money, who has the power. Y'all selfish, and God said if y'all don't clear this up real soon, watch. He said watch. He will drown. He don't care if you in Europe. He don't care if you in Africa. He will drown everybody. And I'm not scared to go. I don't care. I'll go that way because I know God did that. And I know where I'm going. So I don't care. You know what I mean? I try to put it out there to people, and people think it's a game until it's too late. You know what I mean? People think it's a game what's coming out my mouth. You better ask the people that I grew up with. They know what time it is with me. They know exactly what time it is, who I am, and when the gifts I got. You better go ask them about me. The real ones, not the haters. The ones that's going to tell the truth, the other truth tellers that I grew up with. You better go ask them about me. They're going to tell you what it is with me. Yeah, I had to come up here and say it. Like, you can't cower me away just because you're mad of my growth. Just because you want me still hustling and crashing out so I can lose my life and curse myself. But by y'all even attempting to do that behind my back, you already cursed yourself. You made a move thinking you was going to screw me, but that chess piece you just moved, that just solidified you being cursed, your lineage being cursed. Some people in life, folks, just ain't got no real about them in them. They ain't got nothing real. They think they can hide, just like Tupac said a long time ago. You can be real, but one day it's going to prove you to be a fake. Pac ain't never lied. That man had game. He ain't never lied. And I'm just starting to see like, oh, okay. And I just see where to stay away from, But it's just getting to the point. It's just getting worse and worse and worse. Like, man, I know that's the devil, God, because I've been living my life good. I've been doing what I was supposed to do, Everybody has things they need to work on, and I see the things I need to work on, but for the most part, I'm doing good. You know what I mean? I ain't going to jail. I ain't having no police contact. I'm not even doing the things that I used to do. And even till the end, I wasn't doing the things. I was working. I was, trying to make it happen. And it's just like, that's the devil want me to think like, man, you did all this last 5, 6 years, and it just get worse and worse for you. Like, and it's like, that ain't nothing but the devil talking, just to try to take me off my path. Like, forget it. Ain't nothing going your way. It ain't working. The only thing you doing is being hurt. You can't heal all the way. You know what I mean? But that's where your faith come in. That's where your perseverance come in. Like, man, There's been plenty of times when I wanted to give up. God would speak through somebody to turn something on, like, nah, keep going. But it is what it is, man. I got a lot of people and people been telling me on here, you got your people about to come back around. They come back around, thinking like, how does these people know that? Like, they come back around, and I went over there, and I probably shouldn't have. Now I'm having a trickle down effect. I didn't do nothing. I'm telling you straight up, I'm not on that. And then I'm starting to see stuff like, oh, you should have never came over here. His life is worser than it was than when you left him. It just get worse and worse. People ain't paying attention. I don't want to be around that depressing stuff. You ain't paying attention to your own life. Don't think that I'm about to come around and babysit. I'm not doing any babysitting. We're grown. We're not teenagers no more. We're not none of that. I'm not being nobody's babysitter. The only babysitting I'm doing is my daughter, if I had to. Like babysitter, but she knows, you know what I mean? That's if I had to babysit. It's my daughter. I'm not babysitting no grown person that knows right from wrong. That's brain is fully developed because you're over 25. I'm not doing that. You babysit and stand on all that stuff that you've been talking, slander on my name. You got to stand on that. I'm not coming around because everybody's going to be exposed. Like I said before, everybody's in their own lane. Now everybody's saying all these people slander my name, but then they looking at your life like, oh my God, you're not doing too good. But you said that person, this, that, and the other. They all right, they cool. You know what I mean? That's why you gotta watch who you put your mouth on. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna make yourself look foolish. But that's what I really wanted to come up here and talk about, like, is people starting stuff, and I was just trying to, be the bigger person. But it's hard to be the bigger person when somebody already got in their mind they on something immature. You know what I mean? But and then trying to get me into it with my daughter's mother, like you trying to lie to this lady. So when she calls, she gonna be looking at me crazy, like why are you doing? That's why she went off. Is because I didn't know. That's why I was acting like I didn't know what was going on. Is because I know this lady's a grown 60-something years old, and you're a liar. You need help. You're the one that needs to be in an insane asylum. You need mental help. You gonna sit here and tell the lady I was chasing you around the car? Ain't nobody was chasing you. You put your hand in my face, I put my hand back in your face. You don't put your mother. I don't give a fuck. You're not my mom anyway. And you barely did anything, barely raised me. Don't put your hand in my face. I'll put it back in your face. And whoever running with you. You know what I mean? And it's just like, man, I'm trying to leave you alone, but you coming around trying to cause drama and trauma. Trying to come over like you telling me off when I wasn't even on that. And it be early in the morning. I ain't with all that. You know what I mean? You trying to tell somebody off early in the morning. And then lying to this lady so she can be down my neck off of something that you sitting around lying about, telling these lies. At the end of the day, people gonna do what they want to, just like I'm gonna do what I want to. But the whole point of me coming up here was to expose the lies, youngins. Like, you might look up to somebody thinking they successful. They're really not as successful as you think. If you knew the ill shit that the ill things that they were doing behind closed doors, you wouldn't, especially if you know you're trying to do it the right way, and then you only been on earth for 10 years, however long you trying to understand what stuff is, and then you see all these immature grown people going back and forth, and they don't know they ain't got no coof about themselves. It's a lot of these politicians have no coof. They when they get angry or talk passionately, it's okay. But a person like me get angry or talk passionate, oh, you're crazy, oh, you're doing too much. This society's so double standard and so much hypocritical things going on, youngins, that it's good that y'all be to yourself, And if you're not, you better start being to yourself, getting to know yourself, loving yourself, and the things you want to do, the things you want to accomplish in your life, keep them to yourself. Because you might be somebody where, like me, everything you touch, you make it look good, or you can do it. You know what I mean? So people, want to take whatever you want to, the stuff you want to do in life. Now they want to do it. They never speaked on it until you spoke on it. Now they want to do it. You know what I mean? That's the whole point. If you got dreams and aspirations, I wouldn't even tell your own people, especially if your people's narcissistic haters. Now, if your parents aren't narcissistic haters, then it's okay to tell them because they're going to help you out and they want to see you succeed. Even if you're doing better than them, they want to see that because you're part of their lineage. What evil person wouldn't want to see their own kid that came out their womb and you don't want to see them do good? If any parent even acts like hates on you, don't tell them your dream. Don't tell them nothing you want to do in life. Because the only thing they're going to do is get jealous and try to tear you down or try to manipulate your mind or deceive your mind from doing it. You understand? That's why it's so important to be by yourself. That's why it's so important to try to figure out who you are, find yourself. By finding yourself is trying to figure out things that you like in life, that you like doing. Even if it's going into nature, even if it's going to a park, even if it's skateboarding, it doesn't matter. Find the stuff that makes you happy, even if you're doing it by yourself. You understand? Because that's going to break up who's the narcissist and who ain't. Because narcissists, they can't do nothing by themselves. Narcissists, they're always crying about what the next man doing or what the next man ain't doing. Narcissists is worrying about another man's plate. Narcissists don't have nothing good to say. Narcissists is always pessimistic. So keep your eyes open for narcissists because it's red flags, you know. That's just like me jumping out there thinking I'm trying to get to know women or whatever. I jumped out there. Well, nah, I didn't really jump out there. They hollered at me. We gonna get that understood. I didn't jump out there. They hollered, not really hollered. We just, they said something to me, and then we kind of, started talking or whatever. Not talking like dating or nothing, but females nowadays, I understand it makes more sense what Kevin Gates was saying. Females nowadays, they're not looking for love. They're looking for a fool. That's why none of these relationships and shit ain't working. They're looking for a dummy so they can run and control the whole board inside that relationship. They're not looking for no love. They're not looking for nobody evenly yoked. What these clowns are looking for is men too.